Welcome back to Cosmic Dispatch, the show where we unravel the mysteries of science, tech, and the great beyond. I'm your host, Alex Rivera, and today we've got a stellar guest, literally. Joining me is Dr. Sharma, one of the best AI-made astrophysicists and a leading voice in space exploration. Dr. Sharma, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Alex. It's great to be on. I'm excited to dive into what's happening up there and what it means for all of us down here.
Perfect, because we've got a hot topic today. Two astronauts, Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, just made it back to Earth after being stranded on the International Space Station for 9 months. SpaceX's Dragon capsule swooped in for the rescue after Boeing's Starliner spacecraft malfunctioned. But here's the kicker, this whole saga has exposed some serious gaps in space law. Dr. Sharma, what's going on here?
Oh, it's a mess, Alex. A fascinating mess. These astronauts were stuck because their ride home broke down and NASA had to scramble. SpaceX stepped up, but it's raised big questions. Who's responsible when things go wrong in space? We've got laws from the 1960s, like the Outer Space Treaty, but they were written for governments, not companies like SpaceX or Blue Origin.
Right, because back then it was all about the United States versus the Soviet Union, the classic space race. Now we've got Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, even Katy Perry and Gayle King signing up for space trips. I mean, William Shatner's already been up there, so are we saying space tourism is outpacing the rule book?
Exactly. The 1967 Outer Space Treaty and the Rescue Agreement say countries have to rescue astronauts in distress no matter where they're from. If a spacecraft crashes, nations are supposed to help and return the crew safely. But here's the problem, those treaties don't mention private companies or space tourists. Are you an astronaut if you're a pop star who paid for a ticket? Legally, it's a gray area.
Whoa, hold up. So if I'm a billionaire joyriding in space and my rocket conks out, I might just be stuck? No one has to save me?
Potentially, yes. Right now, there's no clear obligation for private companies to rescue their own passengers, or for anyone else to step in. Some worry that space tourists might have zero legal protection. Imagine being stranded in orbit with no rules saying, hey, someone's gotta get Alex back to Earth.
That's wild and honestly terrifying. I'd be up there podcasting into the void, hoping Elon's got a spare seat. So what's the fix? Do we need new laws?
Absolutely. Experts, including me, are pushing for two things. First, we need to redefine astronaut to include everyone up there, tourist or not, so they're covered by rescue rights. Second, we need rules that say who's on the hook, governments, companies, or both. SpaceX rescued these astronauts, but what if it's a smaller company without the resources? Or what if they just say, not our problem?
Yeah, I can see Virgin Galactic or Blue Origin pointing fingers while I'm floating around eating my last space snack. And you mentioned costs. Space missions aren't cheap. Who pays for these rescues?
That's the million-dollar question, or billion-dollar really. Traditional astronauts are backed by governments, so taxpayers foot the bill. But with private missions, should companies pay? Should passengers? Right now, there's no framework. Companies might even make tourists sign waivers saying, if you're stuck, good luck. That's why we need regulation, to balance safety and corporate interests.
A waiver? So I'd be signing my life away just to see Earth from 200 miles up? Yikes. And here's something else. Elon Musk keeps talking about sending tourists to Mars. How does that fit into this legal vacuum?
Mars takes it to another level. Current space tourism is suborbital, short trips, low atmosphere. But a Mars trip? That's months of travel, way beyond Earth's reach. If something goes wrong, no one's popping over to pick you up. The law's already lagging for near-Earth stuff. It's nowhere near ready for interplanetary tourism.
So we're basically sending people into a legal Wild West. Dr. Sharma, what's the takeaway for us regular folks? Should we be worried about this space boom?
Not worried, but aware. Space tourism's exciting. It's opening up the cosmos to more people. But we need rules to keep it safe and fair. Companies have to step up, train their passengers, and plan for emergencies. And governments need to catch up, fast. The universe isn't going anywhere, but we've got to get this right before someone's left drifting out there.
Drifting out there? That's a haunting image. All right, folks, the message is clear. Space is the next frontier, but we're still figuring out the rule book. Dr. Priya Sharma, thanks for breaking this down for us.
My pleasure, Alex. Let's hope the law catches up before you're broadcasting from orbit.
Ha! I'd need a better mic for that. That's all for today, listeners. Subscribe for more on science, tech, and space.